Welcome to tonight's episode of Carl's Science Fair Project. I'm here to ask you a few questions about how you work as an energy expert.
Well, it's a pleasure to be here, Mr. Carl, and I would be happy to help you discover some interesting things about energy.
Okay, thank you. Number one, what does an energy expert do?
An energy expert does all kinds of things. He can work in a house, talking to people about how to save energy at home, and he or she can work at an energy company, an electrical company, and work with power generation systems and try to understand where power comes from and where it's going and how to switch it around and figure out what the best way to manage power is.
Okay. Second question, what do you have to study to become an energy expert?
Some good things to study are science and math and construction trades. So how to build houses, how they go together. And science and math are really important because you have to understand how things go together and how to do sometimes very complicated math and science problems.
Question number 3. I heard that you have a car that runs on French fry grease. How does it work?
Well, it works the same way a car that runs on fossil fuel works. And it has to be diesel because it's different from gasoline. So have you ever seen grease in a kitchen, like cooking oil, catch on fire?
No.
Well, if you have ever seen it catch on fire, you would know that it burns very well. And if you can imagine putting that energy of that fire inside an engine in the cylinder, it would explode and move the car, just like regular fuel does. So it's basically the same thing as regular fuel.
How can kids save energy?
Well, think about the things that you use energy for. What do you use energy for?
To power TVs and anything that's electric
Right. So how would you save that kind of electricity?
by not like turning on the lights and not using that much electricity.
Right, by turning things off when you don't need them. What are some other things?
Um,
Like, how do you heat your house?
with a heater.
Right, with heaters that use energy, right?
Yeah.
So you turn them lower. And don't forget to turn your lights off in your room. And when you leave a room, turn the lights off and turn the TV off and turn the stereo off. And anything that you're not using just gets turned off. And the heating gets turned down when you don't need it, when you leave the house. Right? So anything you use electricity or energy for, just don't use it.
How can we save energy at school?
What do you use energy for at school?
Well, we use it for the lights,
Right.
and we also use it for air conditioners on hot days,
Mm-hmm.
and we also use it in technology. We have computers,
Right.
and we also use. My teacher has a TV, so we also use it for that.
Right. And I bet you didn't know this about computers in schools and offices, that most of the time they stay on overnight
Really?
when they don't need to be on. And so the best thing you can do is talk to your teachers and your principal about how they can turn the computers off at night. And then you can get very efficient light bulbs that will save a lot of electricity and be able to save enough money that they would pay for themselves in about 2 years.
Wow.
And those are the new kinds of lights called light emitting diode lights, LEDs. They're very efficient. They save lots of electricity. But you have to get money to do that. So you have to talk to your school board to make the decision to spend the money. I'll tell you that it's well worth your while to do that.
And that's all the questions we have tonight. Thank you.
Well, it's been a pleasure.